Hey guys, video number 5 of the Hockey Arena video tips. Today we're talking about the stadium, another extremely important part of your hockey team and vital to the overall growth and success of the long term of your team. Now, it's important to note that Hockey Arena was designed as a long-term game. I know a few people join and you know they enjoy it for a week and then decide it's boring. It is important to note that it is a long-term game, and the reason I say that is because as you're about to find out, the stadium is one of those parts of the game that is an ongoing upgrade, a bit like training your players. The stadium requires regular effort and unfortunately regular money, which is the hardest part. And you do have an advantage if you are a pro member here, because you get sponsor money every week depending on your fan club size. That aside, if you go to the team page and then the stadium tab, it's going to load up the stadium. Now we were here briefly on the training video. So you have 6 sections of your stadium, plus of course the capacity. Now, when you start, I believe, if I remember correctly, you start everything at 15%. It's been a while since I was there, so 15% is where you start. It costs money to upgrade, and of course, as you get higher, the daily costs of maintaining a higher level stadium also cost more. So when you have money, the strategy for the stadium is this: the training area and regeneration area should always be upgraded at the same time, so that it's, they're both 15%, they're both 20%, they're both, in my case, 62%. The reason being is that the training is the quality of the training your players get. So naturally, you want that to go 100%. That's where you want it. That's your goal, is to get that one to the top. Regeneration is how well your players recover from the game and training. If you have a high training and a low regeneration, there's a good chance your players will get injured. If you keep these together on the same percentage, you're going to find your players will train better, and they'll regenerate better after training and after games, so they'll always have at 100% fitness level. So that's the first thing, and you want, as far as priority goes, your training and regeneration should always be tied at number 1 as far as the upgrade goes. This number 2, as far as priority, in my opinion, is the youth school. Now I'll just quickly cover these last 4. The youth school is going to send you players every 2 to 3 weeks. They're free. They're all between the age of 17 and 18, and sometimes they're utter crap, and sometimes you'll find you'll get a top-notch player. You might remember Joshua McGee on my players page. He's, I think, on my 3rd line, 18 years old, has a quality of 88 and a potential of 85. He was a youth school player, so he came to me at no cost at 18, immediately jumped onto my 3rd line. But he's probably one of the few really, really good guys I've had. So it is hit and miss. The higher quality youth school, the better chance of getting a good player, and you'll get more players. So I put that as the 3rd. As far as the 2nd is priority, sort of you get tied. Number 1 is tied between training and regeneration. Number 2 is youth school. Cheerleaders help build team morale, your team spirit. So if you have a higher cheerleader percent, your players, your team's going to have a much better spirit, so they tend to play better. Your scouting department is used purely for scouting players. The reason my one's low is because I don't scout as much as I could, but it's also, in my opinion, a lower priority thing. The the marketing department has a number of benefits, and if you click on the question mark here, it's going to load up the help page to describe in detail. So it's going to jump down. The marketing department is responsible for merchandise sales and fan relations. So there's really only 2 two sections that this mainly applies to. The first is if you have star players on your team, just going back here, and the second is if you're a pro member, because pro members get sponsorship money every week on a Thursday based on the size of their fan club. So a higher marketing department can help you get a higher fan club, which gets you more money. So if you don't have pro membership and you don't have star players, it's probably not as important, but I would probably, I do advocate buying the pro package because the game is so much better. Just having that weekly income to cover you when you get bankrupt, and also to help you upgrade your team, is a phenomenal boost. And you start seeing that in the standings of your league, simply because you're able to upgrade your training facility faster and everything else. So you don't really have an advantage over other players. You can do the same. I mean, I know a free player who has all this at 100%. And they've done it a long way. So it is possible, but I'm just putting it out there. So use school priority number 2. Number 3, if you're a pro member, marketing. If you're not a pro member, probably cheerleaders, and then scouting and marketing would be switched at the bottom, and then reverse that if you're a pro member. So that's the stadium. You want to get these upgraded as fast as you can, especially the top 2. So if you have the ability to just like constantly, so for example in 2 days from now, these are going to complete building, they'll be 63%. The day they complete, I'll come back in and build 2 more. It'll cost me probably $4 to $5 million. I think it's like $1 million or 1.3 million a pop just to click these buttons now. But it's worth it. It's worth it because you do see the results. The other part of the stadium, of course, is the stadium capacity. Pardon me. When you start, you have 3,000 seats, which is actually really good, and you can make a good bit of money for home league games, because home league match you get all of the money, away league matches you get nothing, and friendly matches are always shared between the 2 teams. You can make a good bit of money on home league matches from 3,000 seats, but you start realizing pretty fast as you start upgrading things that you can make a lot more money if you increase your stadium size. So as you can see, I've currently got 6,500 seats, and I'm under construction, so that in 2 days from now I'll actually have 8,000 seats. So, and because my team's been successful, I can sell my game tickets at a higher price. So you have higher price tickets, more seats gives you quite a bit of money. So I can probably make anywhere between say 6 and 10 million for every home league match just from ticket sales. So even if you're not a pro member, right there is a great income, and then of course you can use that to upgrade just your training. You can use that to buy new players. So you do want to increase your stadium capacity. Try and do it in big jumps. So don't. It's best not to do it 500 seats at a time, because every upgrade ends up costing more. So if you can, instead of upgrading from 3,000 to 4,000, save for a week or 2 and then upgrade from 3 to 6 in one go. It'll take longer to do it, but it'll cost a lot cheaper in the long run, phenomenally cheaper. So that's the stadium. So again, spend some time. Do read the little question mark at the top. Do read the guide for all of the pages, because they do explain the intricate details. And of course, under communication you've got the forum, and of course you can always send me a message. You're probably either reading this on my succeed2k.com website. If not, there's a little URL over the top of the video there. Just head to that site, and I'm trying to sort of update it there with information as well. So drop me an email, I'll help. Or if you go to my team page, let me try that again, shall I? You go to my team page, and you can see here it's 2 Mins for Hockey is my team name, so you can find me on here and then send me a message. That's another way of doing it, and I'll help out wherever I can. Anyway, next video, is talking about your league, and all about how to go from being bottom to the top. So see you then.